What's up, Fortnite community? Fallout here of Microsoft, and as you guys are probably mostly aware by now, today we announced the Microsoft Store North American Championships featuring Fortnite. This is the first ever tournament program series that we've done at this size, at this scale, and you guys have no idea how excited I am to be doing that with Fortnite, a game that I love and have had a chance to be a part of the community for a couple of months now. We've been getting a ton of questions, a lot of the same questions, so I figured I would make a TLDR in video format to respond to a lot of the questions. Rather than having you guys kind of dig through all the details, the official rules, the Smash GG pages, the registration info, I figured I'd provide that all in one concise video. Hope this helps for a lot of you guys. So just real quick, I wanted to start just by talking about the program. If you have not heard or maybe you're not familiar, the North American Championship at Microsoft Store featuring Fortnite is a 5-week competitive tournament series that is essentially plussing up or building upon what we've done for 6 months now, kind of on the low. Not a lot of people know, but we've been running Fortnite tournaments every single Friday called ROG Arena Fortnite Fridays at Microsoft Store for about 6 months now at every single Microsoft Store. Our gaming community managers have been working really hard to run those tournaments, to learn how to host a Fortnite tournament, to build our chops, and now we feel like we're at a point where, in partnership with Epic Games, keep in mind this is not Epic Games affiliated or ran, they just kind of gave us the thumbs up, the private server, etc. to run this. We are going to be launching kind of a plus up or an amplified version of that, so we're really excited for what that means. Again, the goal of this program, this tournament series in general, is to offer amateur or aspiring competitive players or aspiring professional players the opportunity to compete and really include as many people as possible. We're going to be able to fit 3,000 plus people across all of our stores. We have 80 stores in North America that are going to be participating in this program, pretty much every single city. 80% of the U.S. population lives within 20 miles of a store of ours. So we're really excited for what that means at scale to be able to provide opportunities to compete for Fortnite players all around. And that's something that really I don't think has been done before. So we're really excited for what that means. This is a cool program, a cool project. City versus city, Houston versus LA versus Chicago versus New York. You get to rep your cities, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're stoked for what that is. So to answer a lot of the questions we've been getting, first and foremost, how do I sign up? What is Smash GG registration like? How does that work? I'm seeing different pages. Where do I go? What is ROG Arena, etc. So to sign up, you can pre-register in advance if you would like by going to smash.gg/Fortnite NA Champs. That is the landing page. Scroll down a little bit. You'll see a list of all stores, all regions, and you could select your store to pre-register for your store. With that said, what people are getting confused by is, like I said, I mentioned a little bit earlier as foreshadowing, every store has hosted Fortnite Friday tournaments for the last 6 months. Those are continuing. So that is our blanket ROG Arena Fortnite Friday community grassroots program that is going to continue. Squads, then duos, then solos. If any of you guys have been to a Fortnite Fridays before, hit me up, shoot me a tweet. I respect you. I appreciate you. But those are going to continue every single week. It's the same format as Phase 1 for our tournament and our North American Championships. So the reason you see a bunch of dates on your store page is because those are just the general tournament program. One of the 4 dates of the squads program for Fortnite Fridays will be the North American Championships. So find the date that your region is participating in for Phase 1. That is the date you want to register for. Off the top of my head, for Central Region, it is 10/19, October 19th. For Southeast, or East 2, I believe, it is Friday the 26th. For Northeast, it is Friday November 2nd, and for West Coast, it is Friday November 9th is the dates for the NA Championships for your region. Sign up for that region. If you pre-register, this is important now. If you pre-register online, it does not guarantee you a spot. The reason for that is it's free. So any Joe Schmo could register, has every intention to show up, and then just doesn't show up, and that ruins the brackets if we do solidified pre-brackets. So pre-registering is good. It'll save you time. It'll make things easier live at the store. But at the end of the day, it is first come, first serve at the store. Line starts at 3 p.m. on your Friday tournament date to secure a spot. First 10 teams, 40 players, will get a spot. Everyone outside of that, unfortunately, to make things going and based on limitations we have in hardware, etc., we got to keep things moving. We will only be able to accommodate the first 10 teams at every single store. So get there early, guys. I highly recommend that. But that's how registration works. I hope that makes sense. I know that was a little bit long-winded, but I wanted to get in detail and nail it down. So again, just to reiterate, register on Smash GG or pre-register on Smash GG on your designated tournament date for your region that you can find at smash.gg/Fortnite NA Champs. Show up to your store starting at 3 o'clock or as soon as you can to wait in line to guarantee yourself a spot. That's how it's going to work on that Friday. Hope that makes sense. Okay. Second question. What is the format and structure of the program? How is it all going to work? So I'm a competitive Fortnite player myself. I've competed in tournaments, the Ninja Chicago event, and a lot of other tournaments. So I really wanted to find a balance, and we really wanted to find a balance between casual and competitive. I mentioned it earlier, but this is targeted at amateur casual players, guys. I know the Fortnite Pro community is getting really excited. Trust me, I am too, as a competitive player myself. And we are glad and happy to have pro players participate. But at the end of the day, this is designed for casual amateur players, and the goal is to bridge the gap between casual and competitive. Everyone remembers their first LAN tournament, their first tournament in general, their first event or gaming event that got them hooked to competitive gaming or esports. This is meant to be that for a lot of Fortnite fans out there. So keep that in mind. That's why the cash prize pool isn't massive like the skirmishes, etc. So with that said, the format is pretty casual meets competitive. So phase 1 will be just like every other Fortnite Fridays. For that reason, also because we can't fit 100 laptops in one store, it's physically impossible. It will be a public match phased tournament. So you will play in a live environment, not the same one as anyone else. So it's not like the UMG tournaments, other things out there. You'll play in your own squad's live environment. Other people will as well. And high eliminations and placement will give you points outputted by Smash GG that determine who advances in that phase 1 tournament. Okay. Granted, we've tested this. Myself, Envy Scatch, Cowboy, and Salt played in a Chicago squads tournament, and we won. So the better team should win. I totally understand that it's not the most competitive phase 1, but the better team should win in that scenario. Either way, that's how we had to do things for a variety of reasons, but everything I mentioned. Phase 2, if you win your phase 1 Friday night Fortnite Friday tournament on your designated date, you will qualify that night for a phase 2 private server match against other stores. That private server match will be also a combination of eliminations and points, eliminations and placement to determine points to determine who wins. It's a 2-game finals on the same night. Only 2 games because obviously the store closes at like 10 p.m. We got to get out of there at a decent hour. That's phase 2. Obviously, the winning team from phase 1, the number 1 team at your store, represents your store, your city, in the regional tournament for phase 2. So let's say for Central Region, for example, it'll be Chicago versus Houston versus St. Louis versus San Antonio versus Oklahoma, so on and so forth. In the private server phase 2, the top 6 teams in phase 2 will qualify for phase 3 national championships when it's all said and done on November 10th. After all the regions are done, we get all of our top 6 teams. We'll have a phase 3 national championships. You go back to your store with your same squad. It's not online. Go back to your store to compete so everyone's on an equal playing field. Back to your store to compete in a national championships phase 3 final. That's for $15,000. Phase 2 is for $7,000. Phase 1 is for a combination total prize pool of $3,000, not per store, total for the entire region. I think it comes down to like $150 per store or something like that. That's how it's all going to work. Hope that makes sense. For format and structure, phase 1 is public matches. Phase 2 and 3, private server against your region or against the nation if you qualify and make it that far. Again, also a little bit long-winded, but want to provide that detail for anyone that's wondering. Cool. Any other questions, let me know. On Twitter, at Fallout with 2 T's or at Div360. That's my boy. Also on our team that helped us get this up and running. Question number 3. What about equipment, peripherals, platform, resolution? We're getting a lot of questions about gameplay experience. So, Asus ROG G752 laptops are going to be provided. They are beasts. They're high-powered, great performance. They run well, but they are laptops. We obviously we don't have monitors currently. It's hard to fit desktops and monitors in the stores. We're actually just exploring that as it currently stands. But right now, laptops are in play. HyperX Cloud 2 headsets are provided. Asus Gladius mice and mouse pads are provided. Xbox One standard controllers are also provided. If you want to bring your own equipment, peripherals on the PC side, your own SCUF or Elite controller on the Xbox side, your own PlayStation 4 controller, we're even cool with PlayStation 4. That's how we do things at Microsoft. We're friendly. You're totally okay to do that, to bring your own equipment. No problem at all. Just please, 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 no firmware installations, no updates. We got to keep the tournament running. So only if you can make it quick, make it snappy, plug and play and go. That's the only exception, especially for the PC stuff. Controllers are pretty easy. Thank you, controller players, console gang representing. Resolution. We're currently finalizing those details, but as it currently stands, for phase one, you cannot change your resolution or any or any camera settings, resolution settings. The reason for that is we got to run the tournaments, guys. We have to obviously get out of there at a decent hour. We don't have time for people to troubleshoot, and the next thing you know, a console player sits down. They're like, "Why is everything zoomed in? I'm confused," on the same device. So it causes a lot of issues. I know you can reset defaults, but it takes time. So phase one, we're planning, and we're still finalizing this, but we're planning on default resolution. Because we're nice people, and just in general, we want to make it a great competitive experience. For phase two, for phase three, totally cool to customize your resolution as you want. Also, accounts. For phase one, you will not be able to log into your own personal account. Some exceptions may apply. For phase two, phase three, we're going to let you guys log into your personal accounts, provided you know your information. We don't want to get blacklisted in IP addresses because there are too many login attempts. So keep that in mind. There will be a live stream and a broadcast. We'll talk about that a little bit later. It's going to be awesome. I'm really excited for the live stream. Cool. I think that answers that question. Question number 4. How do I find a team? Why are you guys doing squads? I can't find a team. What's going on over there? So for that, totally get it. Solos, duos is accessible, allows the ability to play, and we're all about that. We run solos and duos tournaments. We're going to be running duos tournaments the month following, solos tournaments in January, end of December, the month following that. For this, we wanted to go squads for the same reason, to kind of keep it friendly, fun, casual. Obviously, solos, duos are hyper-competitive formats. That was announced by Epic, so we wanted to keep it a little more casual. We wanted to make that distinction. We're running squads for this one. We're going to take your feedback, see how it goes. Some people love squads, some people don't, so we get it. We're going to be listening, keeping a close ear to the ground for that. How do I find teams? So that's a good one. You might be thinking, okay, my friends aren't competitive, or I don't have any friends to play with locally. So we're currently looking to work with Fortnite Players League. If you don't know what Fortnite Players League is, it's a Discord community of like 80,000 strong for aspiring competitive players. They run scrims. They do a lot of cool things. To try and create a looking for group scenario, we'll see if we can get that in on time. But you can use the Fortnite Player League looking for group. You could use Reddit. Definitely recommend you guys go to Reddit. And then you could use Twitter as well for now. Also, go to your local store. I mentioned earlier, every single store hosts a Fortnite tournament every single Friday, and they've been doing it for 6 months. I've seen some cool things. There's some great teams that have already competed and have dominated. I went to Woodfield. We almost lost the pro team. We almost lost to a group of Xbox players that are really, really good. Shout out to those guys. Find your teammates. Go on this Friday. Go next Friday. Go the Friday after that if you're West or Northeast region, and find your teammates. Get some practice in. Play in the same exact format that you're going to play in coming forward. We're giving you the keys to the kingdom here. It's up to you to unlock that. That's how you can find teams as well. And then, I mentioned earlier, I want to also clarify once again, this is not Epic Games ran, affiliated, sponsored, none of that, guys. This is a Microsoft Store, Microsoft engagement and activation. Epic Games gave us a stamp of approval. You have no idea how appreciative we are for our partners at Epic Games, Arctic and team, for letting us run with this. But this is not Epic Games ran. I want to make sure to clarify this is Microsoft ran. And then just kind of closing statements. If you have any other questions, let me know. But ultimately, guys, look, I get it. I've competed. I played Xbox professionally for 9+ years. I compete in Fortnite. I know that we all want a perfect experience. I'll let you know right now, just being fully transparent, this is our first time doing something like this. It's a massive, massive undertaking. 80 stores across the world, across the nation, really, in Canada, running tournaments at the same time. There's going to be inconsistencies across some stores. I ask, I pray, I beg you guys to kind of bear with us a little bit. Know that we want your feedback. We want to get better. We want to improve. So any issues you have, just stay calm, stay patient. Let us know. We are going to address it immediately. Our store teams are amazing. Our gaming community managers, every store that we hired for this reason, events like this, our store managers are dedicated and committed to making it a great experience, but there might be some hiccups along the way. So please bear with us in that regard, and please be understanding of how big of an undertaking this is. This is the first of hopefully many. If we get good feedback, if you guys like it, and you guys enjoy it overall, we want to keep doing this. We're gonna get better every single time. But ultimately, to kind of close, this is for you. This is for the competitive Fortnite community. This is for essentially the opportunity to grow. This is for the opportunity for people to experience competitive Fortnite for the first time. Because the reality is, not every single one of us have a chance to compete in Fortnite. Right now, it's really kind of, I wouldn't say reserved for, but in a lot of ways, only the upper echelon of influencers, streamers, pro players can compete. And at the end of the day, competitive Fortnite is amazing. We want to bring that to more people, to more ages, to more regions, to more areas in the most inclusive Fortnite tournament that's been held yet, and we're committed to that experience. So thank you guys so much for the reception so far. Again, please bear with us, but ultimately, let's grow competitive Fortnite. Let's make this as big as possible, and let's have a darn good time playing Fortnite over the next 5 weeks, guys. I could not be more excited for the tournament, and let's make it happen. Last piece I forgot, the Mixer broadcast. is going to be wild. It's going to be amazing. So trust me, more details to come on that. But we are, oh my gosh. So I mentioned how big of an undertaking this is earlier. We are going to have 2 live feed broadcasts. This is the goal. It's going to be a lot of work. 2 live feed broadcasts from every single store, showcasing your gameplay so you can get your name out there, especially in Phase 2. Phase 1 might be a little bit more difficult. To the world, you can be on display. We can promote you. My goal as a caster, my goal as a tournament organizer, what we're doing here is to promote your brands, to get you noticed by organizations, people, and to ultimately help grow Fortnite, its players, etc. So we're going to try and do that as best as we can with the broadcast. It's going to be amazing. So each store will have a live feed of 2 players. You guys can decide who that is. That will be pulled from Redmond, a studio in Redmond, that will be live broadcasting the event with shoutcasters. I'll be busy, obviously, but I'm going to have a chance to shoutcast the opening week on October 19th and the championship finals on November 10th. I'm really excited for that, and we're going to do everything we can to make this as great of a broadcast as possible, to tell your stories and to make this awesome. Again, it's a big undertaking, so really bear with us there, but get excited for that broadcast, guys. Promote that broadcast, because if you promote that broadcast, it also promotes you, because at the end of the day, we're trying to give the love back to the community through that Mixer broadcast. It's going to be awesome. And all the stores, by the way, are going to have the broadcast on in the store. So when you win, let's say the other 60 people that competed or 50 people and spectators, they'll stay there. They'll cheer you on. You're going to have your own little posse, and you're going to see them in the background screaming and Fortnite dancing. Have fun with it, guys. Let's have some fun. Let's make some memes. Let's enjoy this, guys. Thank you all so much for your time, your questions, your support, and ultimately, let's make this the best run and best experience we possibly can. Give us feedback along the way, and I am committed. Divian is committed. Our team at Microsoft Store is committed to making this as great as possible for you guys. Big thank you to Epic Games for the opportunity, the stamp of approval. A big thank you to all of our gaming experts in every single store, all 80 stores. Get to know them, love them. They work hard for you guys, and they're going to do exactly that over the next 5 weeks. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.